Okay, now it definitely should be working. Mic test. Ooh, that's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Hello. Mic test. Little loud. Okay. Apologize if I blew anyone's ears out. That should be good. Okay. Welcome to the stream. We are live. We are back. And most importantly, we're playing Blade Runner. This is the enhanced edition of Blade Runner, which I was forced to play because the other one, it doesn't like Scum VMM. It won't record it. I guess it doesn't register it as like a window that can capture. I'm not really sure why. Someone out there probably knows more about that than me. I'm playing this because the main game I want to play, Yume Nikki, I'd like to play tomorrow when it's not like 1 o'clock in the morning at degenerate hour, so yeah. And I just finished rewatching the Blade Runner movie, and that movie is awesome. Just a second, I'm going to reopen the game because I want you all to hear the amazing intro soundtrack. Because I guess it only plays one time. Vangelis, making everyone jealous. Okay. Hope you can hear. I'm going to turn it up a bit just because that should be the right amount. We'll see. It's a little loud, but just incredible. Just incredible. Okay. I'm not good at this game. I'm going to openly state it right now before we get too far. I'm not good at point and clicks. I have played the beginning. Apparently I thought I beat it, but I didn't a while ago. So I haven't beaten the whole thing, so if we get far enough, it'll eventually become a blind playthrough. But it's probably for the best that I've played the beginning of it, because like most point and clicks, it can be pretty tough. I mean, if you're a huge hardcore nut fan, it's like you know all the tricks of the trade, but I'm not. I think we're just ready to go. Difficulty, we're gonna throw it on easy, because I'd like to get through the game. User choice, I'll take normal. Okay. I never got the personality thing, but it's really forward-thinking, ahead of its time feature that games don't really use. That's all I have to say about it. As is most of this game. There's random investigation stuff, so even though I've played it, some stuff will be different. If any of us, I assume anybody clicking on this has probably watched Blade Runner, but here's the background. Basically, there's slave labor that's made through genetics. Yeah, it's people who employ them, use them for warfare and all sorts of like unpleasant jobs. So it's not. So basically, it's like the most super tyrannical form of like government in the future. And the most advanced versions are not even allowed on Earth because they can cause too much trouble. And essentially, we're a SWAT team, I guess you could call us, of some sort, who's just tasked with killing them. So kind of like just basically an all-around crappy job. But it doesn't really matter because it's all plot just to explore an awesome dystopian world. No introduction needed, I'm sure. That, unfortunately, is increasingly coming to look like the world as we know it right now. Pretty much. Cheap products, dirty energy, dominating monolithic architecture.
I'm leaving now.
Here we go.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage
Oh,
and
there's a
sorted
lot
all
of
the meal
creepy
bins. So, if it's all
weirdos in
right,
here. I
it's
forgot
my
about
turn to
that.
fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary.
So creepy.
We're closed. Come back tomorrow.
So these cutscenes have all been
I haven't
reworked.
finished with you.
People kind of hate the upscaled versions,
We're not
these
gonna
ones,
buy
but
them,
we're
man.
stuck with them,
We've come to
basically.
You can't
I think they're okay.
possibly have
The
anything
original's
to
better,
interest me.
but whatever.
These are extremely rare.
You can play it
animals
the
of
original at your own
highest
time if
quality.
you really want to.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might be interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue.
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. Forest of the
That
night.
is a reference to a sci-fi book that's based on Count of Monte Cristo.
I was just finishing up my
I think it's called
12-hour
Tiger, Tiger.
patrol when I got the call.
Pretty sure
Welcome
that's what that
relief,
is.
considering that the most action I'd seen all
It's a
night was a
revenge plot.
schizoid
I don't
grandmother
think I-
doing the shimmy in her
Maybe I
underwear
finished
in the
reading it, but I
second
don't
sector.
remember very well. I wish I could pause this, but I can't, so. So yeah, we've got some pissed off androids who basically, I forget why they do it, but we might speculate revenge or whatever. They kill all his animals. I forget if they kill him, but I'm not too sure. I don't think they
Last time
do.
I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Captain Brian
Guzo
is
was
in
one
the
of the
movie.
old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets.
But,
He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid. Because it's time to
That's a
take
nice way to
that thumb
put it.
out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runsiter Zoological.
cheeky
Probably just been
banter.
a schizoid blitz, but we got the call. Old man Runsiter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
That's a good idea. I am not a gifted cook, but I can make healthy
Slim
food.
tonight, Slim.
That's about it.
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
I
Couple
remember
floors of
this
masquerading as
character
fibroblast
being
insulators
particularly
during a
murderous,
concert.
although I think she
dressed
can
up like
help
a
you
nurse,
later.
They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put him on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
That's
What's Scusa got you doing tonight?
a little
AM
ridiculous.
at Runsiter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that
Yeah, so in the
goddamn
future,
Eldon Tyrell
animals
oughta
are
be
extremely
zipped into a
expensive and
body bag
rare,
of flesh
because
to
almost
eat
all of them are
days.
extinct,
Get
so
rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
it's a big
I think they're all
moral
overdue
icky
for a
no-no to
little
kill an
off-load
animal,
vacation.
because people value them quite a lot.
You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Oh. Well, that's nice.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since
Damn,
most
this plot's
real
rolling,
animals had
yo.
died out after the Terran War. There were plenty
It's
of electric
snappy,
ones,
though, I
though,
mean.
powered by
I
rechargeable
kind of like how
batteries.
it's a snappy intro. This is, they
No
don't like waste
self-respecting
time.
human would own one of those frauds.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very bad at this game, so I probably will get stuck a lot. But this is basically a warm-up game before we play Yumi Nikki. I'm butchering that, I'm sure, as well. Oops. But yeah. One thing I did like about the original Blade Runner movie is that Deckard is not a bootlicker, to put it the most simplest way possible. He doesn't really like working for the police, he gets forced into it, and he's retired like a while ago. He just wants out. And here we're a little more idealistic, I guess you could put it. We'll see how that pans out though. I assume they're speaking Mandarin in the background, or something like that. I could be totally wrong, but we'll lose with like a few sentences. I don't know. I wish I could do a bunch of different languages.
What do you know?
Working on my
About 30
Norwegian,
counts
that's
of
it right
animal
now.
murder and one of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2.
You
Bloody
don't really have
footprints
a
all
lot
over
of
the scene.
sympathy as the audience.
Must
'cause,
be a delightful sight.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
I believe it's
No,
a
I
license
think it's
plate.
horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Anything else out here we should grab? Yeah, so pretty much everybody says the enhanced version looks worse, but it's still the same game essentially, so I don't think it'll be too big a difference for me. But I don't know if I could recommend this one really. We can see what these people have to say. I'm sure it's useless.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Yeah, I really doubt it, but whatever. They wouldn't be hanging out right here, would they? I think this lets us travel, but we're probably going to want to investigate here first.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
Yeah, how fresh is it? Whatever. Run sitters. That's probably a reference to something, but I don't know what it is. I'd look it up, but it's a hassle.
Judging from the distance between the prints, I was
phone
looking
out
for
here
2
so I can do
very
that.
big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more
Damn.
controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
Graceful control. What does that mean? How do you know that from his footprints? Bit of a stretch. Closer.
Precious one. She was my baby.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was 2 men
Wait a
acting in
second.
concert with her, obviously.
So,
Obviously. What
the
they look
person
like.
who works for this guy,
scary
he doesn't
and
know.
absolutely
She thinks she's a
benevolent.
normal girl, not an android. Okay, that is extremely creepy then. Because it's like one thing if like, I mean, it's still bad to use slave androids for sex work, but a normal person is like pretty fucked up. I already got the heavy topics 10 feet in.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of Jinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that. I believe this is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
think we have to analyze the disc back at base, if I remember.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl.
Uh-huh. Any reason to think that she might be your enemy? I can think of a couple, probably.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
All my animals.
Shot him. It's pretty hard to get a gun, but maybe not so much in the LA future, or wherever we're at right now.
All my animals.
I don't remember if there's a lot of clues here. Like I said, I think the clues may even be random too, or something like that.
I'm ruined.
I do know the game is very cutting edge for its time. Well, even by today's standards, even if it's old at like slow and clunky. Man, I don't see a lot of other clues here. But we could obviously go analyze the video. I guess we could ask him again if he has anything to say about it.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First, I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts? I'm ruined, totally ruined.
I think it's supposed to be ironic that in the future the death of these animals is more valuable than like
precious one.
even
She
human
was my
beings
baby.
in a lot of ways. That's probably too disturbingly true to life, really. I think that's it to find here. Just still looking around.
My precious one. She was my baby.
Okay.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft, the small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Yeah. That's probably a bummer thing about this game is that you play like the cops and like you're essentially hunting down people who are, I don't know how you describe it. You could say terrorists, but people who are just against the system in one way or another. We'll see though. I forget how the ending plays out. I think you can kind of pick different endings, so.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Oh yeah, the girl with the pink hair.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Does that line up with the time? Like, I'm not good at investigation
Find anything
games,
else out here?
So.
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Oh boy. Philistine. The noir banter in here is like cranked to 11. It's kind of hilarious. I'm not actually a huge fan of noir films, but I just love Blade Runner a lot, so I've overlooked that. I've tried to watch Maltese Falcon. I finished it, but I didn't like it a whole lot. I thought it was a good movie. But I've seen Chinatown, which is considered like a big deal, I guess. I wasn't the hugest fan of it, although it's extremely slick. But not to mention Polanski's like questionable history. If I could put it, that's being put in too mildly, perhaps. Is that his name? I forgot how to say it. Okay, I guess the only idea I have is probably check that video. But before I do that, I just want to see can I go anywhere else on the screen. Not. Close move up. I play pretty slowly. I apologize if that annoys anybody. That's just often how I play because I like to look at everything, like the atmosphere and the details. So that's just how it's going to be for the most part. That's a cool cutscene. We're back at the police station. It's the landing pad on the roof. These cars reappear in the sequel. I liked the sequel, like 2049, pretty well. I didn't think it was amazing, but it could have been a lot worse, so I was grateful that it wasn't any worse than it was. There's a lot to like in it, for sure. The virtual AI that's paired with what's-his-face, Agent K, and they're both like robots, but she's like a product made by a company, sort of like speaking to people's codependence on companies for emotional support, especially like social media age and stuff, is like very prescient, I think. I thought that was an excellent theme in the sequel. That's probably my favorite part about it. There's a lot in it that's just like, I think it's a very solid movie. It's not as good as the classic. Harrison Ford's a better actor than Ryan Gosling, although maybe they directed him badly in there, to be fair, but when you compare the two movies, Harrison Ford just does a better job. Maybe it's the writing or whatever, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Yeah. That's obviously an opinion. You can disagree with me, that's fair. But that's how I see it. I'd love to do more film analysis stuff, but I'm not sure how to set it up, so I'm just doing this for now.
Ground floor.
Did I pick that?
Mainframe and shooting range.
Excellent.
Laboratory.
Probably want this one. I'm not too sure. Perhaps not. Oh, I think. Oh, right, because in the movie, Decker goes to his apartment to analyze the DVDs, so that's where we have to do that. But we can just check stuff out here since we're here.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. The shell casings from Runciter should be in the Museum of Military History.
How's that?
Cool.
They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware.
Replicants, probably.
Heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank.
What can I conclude from that?
It was a handgun.
Whoever used this piece didn't just walk
Kind
into
of.
their local sporting goods store and buy
Whatever.
it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Cool. So you basically used a giant Mauser pistol or something. What is the equivalent of that is? What did I just press? I regret everything. Okay. Apparently one of my keys does that. I'm not sure why.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runciter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runciter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Animoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the
I
quality.
have to deal with this a lot
What about the
because
wounds?
I'm in the market
Most of them were
for
shot point blank, but we're looking at some
mechanical
others. Sloppy cuts with
watches.
a knife, like the perp was really pissed
and
off at
it's
something.
really easy to buy fakes
Butcher knife?
accidentally.
Could be.
Although the
but
fakes
no
can be
cuts
very
needed
high
anymore.
quality. That's the funny thing.
Nice
To
bunch
the
of
point where it
reps,
doesn't
I'm
matter,
telling.
but
Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
hopefully not. Should we keep talking to this guy? Kind of lost interest, but
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant, it's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
that's pretty funny. Yeah. As far as I can tell, those hover vehicle craft things are like extremely expensive in this world because you do not see too many having them in the movies, at least. We'll see how they are in the game, although it's not necessarily canon. But so what I kind of mean by that is they appear to me to be like a symbol of power. The ability to like go anywhere silently without like any like getting anyone else in the way, like the peasants or whatever. Brian even says in the original Blade Runner movie that if you're not cops, you're little people. And I believe the dude who has the cane, who's always tapping Deckard on the back with it, is extremely well dressed compared to most other people. It's like another symbol of like the very like stratified social structure. Yeah, they kind of lose some of that in the sequel. I mean, I shouldn't compare the sequel. The sequel's a totally different movie. I guess it's directed by Ridley Scott, so it should have similar themes, but I just feel like it's not even very similar. It's just a decent dystopian sci-fi movie that's not super related. Anyways, I guess we'll ask him about more stuff.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runcida's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Fair. I don't even know what that exactly looks like, but I can kind of imagine. It's something you can see around nowadays.
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Alright. Get me out of here. We're already in the wrong building.
Ground floor.
Off to a flying start.
Laboratory. Mainframe and shooting range.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
Seems like my audio's picking up extra noise. I'm gonna make sure that's working properly. Just a second. Oh, right, because I didn't put the noise gates and stuff on it. Try to fix that. There's some fan noise. I do this. Let me just fix this quickly. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah, actually, I don't want to mess with that. Throw on the noise gate. Behind the scenes stuff. So we'll throw on a noise suppression. That's all good. Okay, cool. Yeah, seems good. Okay. Got a lot of Christmas candy. Yum. Hope anyone watching's having a good time. My life's going a lot better lately, so gotta enjoy it while it rolls. I've been using the money to buy a lot of nice new shirts and stuff. Might get oh, I got a really cool Cyberpunk watch. It's an Adidas Archive Mark M3 in navy. I'm super excited for when that gets here. After I get all the stuff that I'm basic essential stuff like that I've really been looking forward to getting, but can't afford anything while I was in school. I'll probably save up my money. Hopefully. I say that, but we'll see.
Lucky Strikes, Crystal's brand. I knew she was spending a lot of time in the training maze these days, even though she'd already gotten close to a perfect score.
It's scary. I'd be doing the same thing, though. Not that I'd ever want to be a cop. I mean, it's not a very, what's the word? It's not a very heroic job these days. It's not, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but people do not universally love cops anymore.
Old copies of case files, notices, and memos. The usual station junk.
A great theme about Blade Runner is that there's junk everywhere, which is, I don't know about anyone else out there, but I feel like everyone can relate to how much junk and consumer stuff and random just knickknacks start filling up everything. In the original Android Stream of Electric Sheep, it's called kibble, I believe, is the term he coins for that. It's Philip K. Dick loves trying to coin shit. I believe it's Kibble. Or Kipple. Something like that. Anyways, let's go into the database room. I think we're supposed to be here now. I play very slowly and like...
Scanning video disk.
Sorry.
2 enhanceable images found.
I'm not like Pasanabi level, but...
to Kaya database.
Oh, so we can do it here.
Run sitter crime scene.
Check the CNET. Done this before, but I don't really remember anything. So you can like zoom in on stuff, and if you get it right, it'll unlock some clues. It's kind of like the movie. It's really cool, actually. It's nice because it's pretty forgiving. So there wasn't a whole lot there. I guess you can right-click the full zoom. I got these chocolate pokey sticks. I love these things. I guess this brand's called Biscolata or whatever. Biscolata? Biscolata doesn't sound very good. Whoops. I don't know where we find a clue in here. It's a tough one. Just zoom on the shopkeeper to see what he's doing. I'm not good at these games, but you know, it's what it is. I'm just gonna check to make sure the audio is working again. Nothing. Didn't mean to do that. What is up? Okay. And how about that? Okay, the audio's working well enough. So do a little check there. Gotten kind of paranoid after a while. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't think I'm finding anything here, but let's not give up too early. I think you can pan around. We could try doing that. It'll let us do that. Oh, I think the panning. Oh no, you can use the arrow keys. Okay. Yeah. Like most point games, they're excellent at making you feel very stupid. But that's how. I don't think I'm gonna find much here. I really don't know what the heck kind of clue. I know I had to use a walkthrough the first time I played, which if I'm gonna play this game more seriously, I might actually have to have one on the side. I'm just not very good at these kind of games. I don't think there really is anything to find here, though. Like, there's not even any crime. Oh, hello. Didn't really help. Well, we're gonna give up on this one for the minute.
Run sitter crime scene.
So yeah, see, this is one of the very rare investigation games that it is trying to make it realistic. So sometimes I do believe there just isn't anything to find in certain things. Although maybe that picture there is something, I'm not too sure. Here, we definitely want to look at the car plate. I remember this. I think. Oh. Doing something. So I guess it's like the future, and they have AI enhancement and stuff. Oh yeah, we need that for sure. Leave his face is probably important.
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Beautiful man. And your buddy? Not so easy to see there. I really think that's gonna be it for the most part. I was kind of hoping for a picture of the
Run sitter crime scene.
young woman, but I guess that's not gonna happen. I don't know what else would be in here. Der Alt. Laus Forte. Anything else here?
Uploading personal clue database.
This,
Downloading mainframe.
apparently,
database.
the rest of the cops are corrupt and will try to kill you if you put too much
Clue database
information in this
transfer
database. You need to buy a little toggle switch, like a mod for your computer that prevents it from uploading everything. As soon as you can. The gun guy sells it to you, if I recall. This is a very awesome looking room again, even in the worse enhanced version as people complain about. That's alright. Again, it doesn't look too different, but I encourage you to play the legitimate version on your own. The original. Don't need that yet. Hopefully never. Cool. I like the little cigarette. That's fun. You can see that she's been here. I don't need to go to the shooting range because obviously I'm a crack shot. No, I'm not, but that's it. Yeah, let's just go visit the rest of the floors. I think they're pointless, but just for the walls. So, just have a little swig of my tea first. One thing the original Blade Runner does really well, it's just this sort of like unnecessary detail that other movies, like, they put it in, but it doesn't even come close to the same level. In the original movie, the camera like pans down from like the top of here down to the bottom, and you'll see the top of Brian, the police chief's office, and there's like junk thrown up there that's probably been up there for like decades, just like junk and dust and whatever, and nobody's cleaned it off, and it's just such like a nice touch of realism and like I don't know what else you describe it. Realism, but also like despair that the future has sort of fallen into, and it really captures like like in a visual kind of way. It captures sort of like the dark side of the world we live in, which is just full of junk. There's just junk everywhere, and it's sort of like ever present and like destroying everything. But it's like it's almost like a living organism is spreading. I think Phil K. Dick sort of describes kibble as like multiplying when you're not paying attention to it. And of course, you've got environmental pollution, like all the junk that's destroying the ocean. It's like a very obvious thing. For any anti-environmentalists, it's just like I usually just show them a picture of the junk that's in the ocean. It's like, how do you argue with that? It's like, it is a thing. Like, you can argue about climate change, sort of, I guess. You can make, because it's like, oh, what does CO2 mean? Blah, 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 blah. You can, like, pretend it's not a thing. But, like, the junk in the ocean is so obviously created by humans and such a huge problem. I find that it's, like, a really irrefutable one. And it is really just a huge deal with our society nowadays. I've heard the argument that some people, I forget who made it, but they argue that buying things is not necessarily bad, but people do like fast fashion or whatever, like a person called it, and they don't buy things that have depth to them or like that they really have a connection with, I guess. That's not my argument. I don't know if I really subscribe to that, but I just thought I'd point that out there. Oh, that's pretty flimsy. Anyways, moving on. This is Brian's desk. It looks a lot like the one from the movie, but there's a little less junk on it. In the movie, there's just like stuff everywhere, although it's like fairly useful, I suppose. Like it's a functional but not a tidy desk. It's got all these microphones so you can talk to different offices. Kind of funny. It's like this control box. Yeah, what do you want? Bucko.
Sorry to bother you, Lieutenant. I was just checking in.
We'll get back out there. Those reps ain't retiring themselves.
Yeah, suicidal targets would make my job a lot easier.
Everybody's got a job, kid.
The banter. Somebody in the police system here betrays you at some point. I don't know if it's this guy. I totally don't know. But of course I've got my eyes out. I'm like, Not that it'll help him show his shot anyways. I do have to put that toggle thing on right away. Is there anything else you can do here? Nah. Okay, let's bounce. Oh, I think you can go out on the street, right? Maybe not. I know you can at some point, but you really can't, eh? Maybe they'll let you do it here. Like, yeah. The bottom level's prison. I don't think there's anything going on there, so we're just gonna skip that. And leave. I like how they put in the background, like in the top right. You can see like background city stuff. It really like ties the, makes it feel like you're just in one building in a city and you're not just in like a set piece on play. I don't think we need to go to my apartment. I do believe it advances the story sometimes. Maybe we do, because I actually don't have anything. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. We don't have an address or anything like that yet. Might have to go do a walk there. I should just like suck up my pride and do it earlier rather than later.
Mainframe and shooting range. Laboratory. Roof.
Let's go talk to the laboratory. Laboratory. How do you say it? Laboratory?
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
Okay, that didn't work. Oh, I'm sure there's more clues we can look up in my computer.
Mainframe and shooting range.
Let's try that. Look how the mainframe room is like kind of empty. Am I the only one who uses this place? It's so important though. I did that. Wait, what?
Uploading personal clue data. Down. Clue database.
I think. Whoops, wrong button. We click on ourselves for that.
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant?
Hmm.
Big caliber, possible. Scrap
About 30.
Judging judging from the distance between.
I'm not desperate. You're desperate.
This is
This guy lives.
Clicking on stuff randomly. That'll work.
Uploading
We did
personal
this already. Oops.
down
Yikes. I don't know what to do.
clue.
I could use all of those. Let's go to our apartment first, though. I do remember there's important shit at the apartment, and it was like, I found it counterintuitive. I was like, well, how's our apartment gonna do anything? But I think it like advanced the plot a little bit. We definitely cleared out the crime scene, I'm pretty sure. Except for maybe that one picture, but... Nice place. Jeez, they run pretty far there.
Your floor number, please.
This elevator is pretty similar to the Oh, we can go to the ground floor here.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
Maybe check that out in a minute.
I lived with the best gal I'd ever seen. She was 2 now and full of life and love. She'd cost me about a year's salary, but she was worth it. It was good to have someone warm nearby after completing a dirty job, and the retirement swag from this case would go toward getting her a partner.
You're gonna do the retirement swag just to get a whole other dog? Yeah, people are so isolated and like lonely in the future that like animals are a big deal. Her neck's so weird looking. It doesn't look that weird in the original. It's unfortunately this version kind of like doesn't do a good job of hiding the flaws of the original game. So. Oh, so we can do some extra work here.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time. Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
2. We're gonna make you round. Their goal today. Get the round doggo achievement. The classic chairs with the lights on the back. That's from the movie. So I don't know if that'll ever catch on. We'll see. Super glue, maybe. That's good. What's this?
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Oh. You didn't confirm nothing with me, but okay.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
There ain't nothing to do, I gotta. I do love hanging out on that balcony when I play by myself, but yeah, what's this?
No messages. I'm in demand.
Lol. Who's the heck involved, sir? Yes, you are.
Your floor number, please.
Wow. I'm terrible at investigating. We're gonna fail everything. Are we allowed to... So we're not allowed to travel anywhere here yet, but eventually you can walk to other buildings, I believe. But yeah, we can't do that right away. Which is a nice little system. They just don't let you do it right away.
Your floor number, please.
You haven't discovered them yet or whatever. Okay, I think it's about time to look up that walkthrough. Unfortunately. Okay. So, yeah, there was definitely something with the first photograph.
Your floor number, please.
It's kind of obvious in retrospect. So we'll just grab that.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
It was the girl, so I was kind of on the right track, but you just have to focus on a different part of her. There's like a piece of jewelry on her ankle. You don't want to go there. Oh. Yes, I am here. I am here, dog.
Run sitter, crime scene.
I definitely miss my dog. I'm gonna probably get another one eventually. For sure. Okay, so probably this. Nope. Oh, we got it. These are pretty tricky. Probably the hardest part in the game.
It's some kind of insect. Give me a hard copy of that.
I wonder if you can pan around and it will help you get them, but... Well, is that all we need to do, or...? The toy... What? Lucy's Corner. Toy dog in the lower left, chopsticks in the lower right, candy wrapper on the desk. Go over to Lucy's desk in the upper right. Okay, I missed a whole section including apparently.
Your floor number, please.
Apartments.
Oops. Ultimate fail. I'm bad at these games. I'll try a little bit to see if I can figure stuff out on my own, but... I'm really looking forward to Yumi Nikki. People say that it's like very similar to Omori and it's like well regarded, like cult classic wise, I guess. I will be trying to finish Earthbound 2 or Mother 3, whatever you want to call it. Soon, hopefully. I got all the saves still, so it should work. Off-world, yeah, that's me. Trying to get out of here. I really hope to move to like Norway as soon as I can. Well, Copenhagen's my favorite city. I doubt there's any new clues here. It's awesome that like the people are gone now because it's been a while. That's like such a nice little attention to detail. That kind of thing is what sells the world so much in this game, and that is why this game is considered like such a great classic. There's things that I think the dialogue in here can be a little cliche and dumb sometimes, but that's my only real complaint. But there's so much in this game that's like, even if you don't think it's the best, it's so cutting edge. This is the only one. It's probably one of maybe two. I don't even know what other game it would be, but it's probably one of like two real investigation games. Most investigation games are just point and clicks where it's like you have to click around for the hidden object and you win. These games, like for instance, it may seem this game works like how I just described that, but if you fail to find the clues and wait long enough, one of the replicants will simply just mug you and the plot advances anyways. So you don't actually have to find anything. But yeah. Which is just awesome. I mean, it's so advanced. So there's a desk here? Or did I misread that walkthrough? Oh God. I don't see anything like that. Lucy's desk. I must have misread that. Go down this way. Let's read that walkthrough again. Look for clues. Pick up, talk to Runsitter. Ask him about Lucy. I should have talked to that guy more, apparently. Lucy's desk is apparently in the upper right. But there's nothing to click on here. Shoot things. Help it. What the heck? Oh god. Been good in Himalayan. They say to use, player personality, user's choice. They say to do that, so I'm gonna throw that on. There really is no desk here. What does they mean by that? We might just have to miss those clues, but I'm kind of really curious about that stuff. Maybe I took too long and you can't find anything else at the crime scene now. Is it possible to load? Oh, actually, speaking of that, we should probably save, right? I guess we're, shit out of luck. Or whatever. Already got that. Check it again now.
Interesting.
On there. Back of a room on her desk for another clue. Chinatown. I don't have access to Chinatown yet. I failed so badly, we soft locked the game, boys.
Mainframe and mainframe.
We did not find the chopsticks, which is disturbing because I feel like that's how you get to Chinatown. But
Runsitter crime scene.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's.
Oh,
Give me a hard
goodness.
copy of that.
oh, bless you. Let's get out of here. Surely that'll help, right? Wow, I'm terrible at this game. The worst. Bottom of the line. We're muddling very fine.
Roof.
The Howie Lee's. Making me hungry though. I always want, in Blade Runner 2049, he makes these like see-through noodles. I think they're called ghost noodles. I want some of those. They look so good. We're here. It's it's a restaurant.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only for the elite, since most sea life had become
Relatable.
radioactive after the Third Terran War. The rest of us had to eat new sushi, soya mixed with off-world lichen.
Yeah, that's what's in most of the California rolls. It's just fake crab. Yeah, sushi is such like a sign of elite eating, at least in the West, whatever you want to call it. I do love sushi though. I like raw food of any sort, like raw meat or whatever. Anyways, that's my spinner. I guess that's what they call him. It's kind of a dumb name, but whatever.
McCoy, LPD. I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Sorry, my man. I just don't got the time.
Got to mix more out back.
Hello. I usually don't have anybody watching, so that's nice.
You're a pretty smart-looking cat. You want to make some money?
Let's harass this
Amy
man.
Lars, you got my rapt attention.
Depends on how much the information's worth.
Unfortunately, my man, I got a book.
Oh.
Dynamite dining, old man.
This guy's insane and full of colorful terms. Hopefully I did not miss a clue from him. But whatever.
Beautiful night, isn't it?
When business thriving, night always beautiful.
That's quite the attitude. I don't think this is a game where you can show people clues or anything, so... Oh, you can. I'm gonna look around before I do any of this.
See you later, Howie.
I'm surprised there's any Blade Runner fans at all out there, but it's cool that you come see that. This is the enhanced version. I'm playing it on PC. I had to use the enhanced version, unfortunately, because the original does not run on OBS. But it's not too different.
What's real fresh tonight?
Special shipment of Toro just arrived. I fix you right up. No one else.
Oh my gosh.
Clean as a whistle.
Howie,
Hey, Prince Howie.
you're making me mad. I'm getting hungry here. Guess we can't go out over the back alley yet. Let's just throw some clues at him.
How about this?
Yes, sir. You do Howie a favor? Distribute all through our police station?
He's talking about the sushi menu.
How long has that chef worked for you?
Zubin? Just month. Superior chef makes all
Pretty sure
kinds of new
Zubin's a
soup.
replicant, so... Oh, you haven't played Blade Runner yet. It's... if you like investigation games, it's got really awesome mechanics for that. If you like the Blade Runner theme, it's obviously dripping in Blade Runner theme. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, I'd say. It's old, though. It's got some oldness to it. I don't know if the Switch has the enhanced version or not. This guy, I'm pretty sure, is one of our targets, and I'm pretty sure he tries to run away if we talk to him, so I'm just gonna that's probably gonna happen. I don't think that, maybe you can do something about it, but I'm not too
Do
sure.
not come back here. Air bad.
This will only take a minute.
The void comp, yeah, that'll make him run. Let's ask
I'm
him
looking for a
question.
girl, about 14 years old with pink hair. You seen her?
I don't know her.
This guy's giving us a hard time. I'm pretty sure this is one of the replicants.
There's a test I'd like you to take. It won't take too long.
Test? What kind of test?
Kind of a personality test. Totally routine.
Routine?
I love how this is like a reference to police lie detector tests. Oh. Damn, he got me. I'm gonna totally watch this, so extreme apologies. Let's do the best we can, though. Rodden McCoy. I don't think you are. Oh! Oh. What? I did not mean to do that. I thought the right click would be shoot, because that's draw your gun, but apparently it's left click.
Locked.
It's locked for a reason. Don't get any ideas. Do we have a load? There's no autosaves in this version. The funny thing is the original autosaves, but this one apparently doesn't. Huh. When did I last save? We'll just play it out. This is a very casual run anyways. Yeah, so that door is locked. I don't know if there's any way to get through it.
Totally uninteresting.
Oh, for real though.
Locked.
Don't get any ideas. We shoot it. No. It's like a typical video game thing, right? I can't believe I shot that randomly though. That sucks. Don't let me shoot it.
Locked.
I don't remember if there's anything you can do here. I'm gonna check the walkthrough quickly. You can dodge the spill? We'll reload. Why not? Wait, so you can't investigate a desk the next day, so you really only get one shot. That's interesting. The only reason I'm reloading is because I want to see like how you're supposed to dodge that, because I don't really understand that. I just like to get another shot at it so I can learn. Guess I should have gone to the shooting range. Oops. That's hilarious. He was reaching, I swear.
Run Sitter crime scene.
Save often, I guess. It's not a big problem. We already got that.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that. It's some kind of insect.
Ooh. This time we'll see. So we're supposed to also have a picture of Lucy, I guess, at this point, but... Oh well. Better investigators than me, I guess. We'll have to do it.
Real sushi was a luxury reserved only since the rest.
We've had it with your cynicism, McCoy. Why can't you be more positive?
Beautiful night, isn't it? What? How about
Yes,
what's real fresh?
special. I feel clean.
Your print. Hey, big guy.
Busy. No time for talk.
McCoy, itazura suru na. You want something, you talk to me.
Sorry, Howie.
Got to mix more out back.
Oh, grab the save. Please. Please spare me.
Howie says you're a master chef.
You not come back here.
Howie says you're a master chief.
Bad.
King
This
of
will
the
only
Halo
take a minute.
games.
I'm looking for a girl, about 14 years old with pink hair. You seen her?
I don't know her.
Oh, if you just click, he dodges. Okay. Oh, I'm so slow. Please have mercy on my old man legs. Lower the bomb. I don't know if I'm supposed to see him here, but... Wow, he's fast. Oh, shit.
Relax. Nobody's gonna get retired, okay?
What do you want from Zubin?
Just talk, that's all.
Oh, actually, I
Oh,
did this.
talk.
There are things I want to know.
Ah, police.
I'm McCoy, LPD Rep D-Tech Unit.
Rapid tech?
Sometimes we're called Blade Runners.
Oh, shit.
Suck on this, skin job. Locked.
Damn.
Locked.
That did not work. Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, the door opened though. It's kind of interesting. Okay, we're gonna save another slot here. I've never had this happen, so I like something different's happening. Oh, it's my superiors.
Rumor has it you've been earning your stripes, McCoy.
Working on it.
Keep it up. You just might have a future in this
A
business.
compliment.
I understand it's got a hell of a retirement plan.
I checked with UN Air. Looks your rep swung that Moonbus massacre last month.
They ever find the moon bus?
Disappeared into thin air. Brian thinks it crashed out into Kipple.
How many reps we talking about?
Kipple, that's the
Enough.
reference I was talking about earlier.
They're Nexus 6s. So don't take too much slack.
Gotcha.
Your target give you the slip? What happened, McCoy? You feel sorry for it?
Oh, really?
The game must have been off.
I shot him.
Go home and get some rest. I'm sure you need it.
Probably. Kind of felt bad about it, but I was like, oh, I only have two options. Click everything. Okay, so they just basically told me to go home and sleep, so I'll probably take that advice. Yeah, I think that's all we can do. So I guess you just click if, like, there's a quick time event.
Your
Your floor number, please.
Apartments.
McCoy, 88F.
88. Thank you.
Doggy treats.
Here you go, baby. Dinner time.
Make me hungry. I do have food though. Pretty sure he's falls asleep now, I guess. Maybe we'll get...
Zubin was the first Nexus 6 I'd come up against. There was something in his eyes, an almost primordial desire to live. Most of the 3s, 4s, and 5s I'd seen would just give up when you had them. But these 6s, they were a whole other breed.
Yeah, so the Nexus 6s are supposed to be, well, as they put it in the movie, more human than human is our motto. So, they're basically humans with, like, genetic enhancement. Make them better at their jobs. Which, yeah, super questionable, but it's a dystopian future, so.
Portrait of the sleep deprived.
Got your delivery here, man.
What?
Free cutscene.
Kingston Kitchen.
Oh, yes, right. Hold on.
Ground beef. You're the beef.
Oh, no. It's about a third of what we got here on Terra. Real company. How about turning that dial, okay? When I say... Oh!
Please, can you control your rat?
I'll have you know that Ricky's a purebred Chihuahua, and he's totally real.
Things going good at Tyrell Corporation?
Boring, boring. Old man Tyrell's been on a Wagner kick lately.
I'm not a huge fan of the dialogue in this game. It's my one negative. It's so...
Sweetie, I never go outside. It's bad for the
It's a little silly.
How about Nexus 6? You know a lot about them?
I think you should be going now.
Understand the good, it holds deep meaning for me now. Where be your research on Nexus 6? I need test studies, contacts, the works.
Only simulator. Extraterrestrial gravity.
One more minute, you be swallowing this explosive. 3 more minutes, they be hosing you off the True Life building across town.
No, I swear. I don't have anything. If I did, I'd give it to you.
My people
Crude
sick
and
and
brutal.
dying. You tell me something.
Talk to Dr. Tyrell.
Tell me something I don't know.
The organ designers, Miraji, Hannibal Chu, Luther and Lance. They're closer to him than I am.
Where?
DNA Row. They're all working down on DNA Row. No.
You one miserable package, man.
No, please, don't.
Dramatic.
Pick up.
Nothing like a murder to get
Hope
the
you
plot
aren't
moving.
camped out there with a bottle of tequila.
Very funny.
Early bird slays the worm, McCoy.
Don't worry.
That's all
I'm up,
people say.
Lieutenant. What's the buzz?
One of Tyrell's employees got his fat face splattered all over the marble interior of the Tyrell building.
Inside?
That's right. But we also got a sweet
This
little
game is not
break-in.
very nice towards
Tyrell's
overweight
surveillance
people.
system recorded
Didn't
the
age
whole
well.
shebang.
Beautiful. How many perps?
Just one. I don't know if it's related to the Runciter deal or not. Tyrell security will have
To
a
be fair,
Discord
back
when
in
you
the
get
day,
there.
that is
You'll
how
be
people
good,
acted
killer.
most of the time. Although I guess it still happens now. Yeah, so I guess that's our next mission.
Your floor number, please.
To the roof. Gotta get out of here. Man, this game looks good. It's such a good looking game. It's insane. Even in the enhanced edition, which doesn't look as good, it's still pretty good. Okay, so we have one new location. I like how they've expanded the map slightly. So now it's just like, oh, we zoomed out and we can see, oh, there's a lot more city. Haven't seen yet. Makes you feel a little smaller. Ranger.
McCoy, LPD.
Just a minute.
Where do I go?
Grav test on the east wing, 66th floor. Here's the footage from the security cameras. You get a pretty good look at the man's face.
How'd he get past you guys?
He pretended to be a delivery man.
It's
Dr.
that easy,
Eisenberg
folks.
ordered in a lot, so it didn't seem unusual.
Okay, fair.
I may have more questions for you later on.
You're gonna be tightening up your security after this, I imagine. Ooh, everything's glitzy. Yeah, there's a huge visual theme of class divide in this game. It's like this place is like nothing like the rest of the city. You can see they've got like an angel in the background, so it's like a kind of like the Tyrell Corporation showing how it's like bettering humanity and creating the ideal forms of human beings. But really all they're doing is creating slave labor that can be easily exploited. But you know, like any powerful organization, they've got to like make themselves seem legitimate, and whatever they do is justified. For sure. Well, if there's one thing I've learned in this game is you talk to everybody until they tell you to buzz off.
One more thing.
I told you everything I know, Detective. I gotta work.
Just the kind of man I like. One thing to say, and he tells you to buzz off. Let's blast him. Where not to do that. Left click is blast. Okay, that is obviously a thing.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Animoid Row.
Now we've got a new location. Alright, yo.
It was a Tyrell sales brochure for the Nexus series. The kind of glossy hype that ends up littering the floor at trade shows. This one was for last year's infamous Lolita model. A big hit with the all-important dirty old man market.
That's not illegal. Future sucks. Right here. I assume we can do something with the desk. Oh.
Someone had tried to access a bunch of protected files on the Tyrell network and failed. Not just once, but a dozen times. Tyrell engineers might forget their passwords, but what would the GravLab boys need with replicant DNA sequences and incept dates? I couldn't even begin to guess what Eisendoller's password was. Wrong again, and this time I was locked out. Tyrell security was even better than I'd heard.
I didn't meet. What? Knocked me out? I'm saving. You guys are so mean. Hope that's not real.
Lagging behind again?
Guza didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own. Could be it's
I
linked
did
to this
not mean
type.
to leave.
Did
Okay, wait, I'm gonna go reload because that's a little early to trigger whatever just happened there. I'm pretty sure we want to like look at the crime scene completely first. Which apparently is this way.
Jesus.
Oh, I think there was a box in the other room. We should probably check that out.
I seen worse, but not by much.
Jesus.
Learn anything?
You could strain him through a sieve.
I'm pretty sure he's just a photographer, not the, our Lord and Savior come reborn here on Earth. Maybe that's just me.
This hearing yours?
Maybe it belongs to that other cop who was up here. The babe with the shades and the cigarettes.
Ain't her style. Call her babe to her face, you're liable to end up with a severe limp.
Fair.
I'd seen more dead animals than live ones in the last 24 hours, and now it was dogs. 3 of them. I thought about Maggie and nearly threw up.
wasn't a dog.
A takeout box from Kingston Kitchens. The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe?
Ricky. From Trailer Park Boys. A man of culture, I see.
I'd seen more dead animals than live, and now I thought of... I'd seen more, and now I thought...
No, we don't want that. It's not a clue. What do you got?
You spot anything you think I ought to know about, tell me.
Absolutely.
That means nothing. Nada. I guess that's probably it. Oh, I'm sure I'm wrong, so I'm just terrible at these games. Okay.
Obviously, he'd been
The
killed
main
with an
course.
explosive, and not just because he'd been plastered on the wall with 1,000 strokes. The detonator wire I pulled out of his skull told the whole story. The killer was an expert. The charge had been big enough to do the job, but not big enough to shatter the soundproof walls of the float chamber. But I wondered why the killer didn't just shoot him.
Yeah, I would have thought that's what he did, but not.
Disgusting.
Thank you for your insight. Well, hopefully that password thing was not real, because I have. I think I'll probably wrap this up soon, but let's talk to the wrong way. Embarrassing. Talk to the other detective. I forget what her name is.
Lagging behind again?
Steele.
Rosa didn't say anything about me working with a partner.
Terrible name.
Oh, in a pig's ass, Slim. No, I'm following up on my own.
What does that mean?
Could be it's linked to this Tyrell debacle.
How's yours connected to mine?
I'm still fitting the pieces together. You know the Moonbus massacre that went down last month?
Gaff mentioned something about it.
The rogue skin jobs probably flew to Earth. And one of them is a demolitions expert, similar MO to your Vic upstairs.
Hell of a coincidence.
I'll call you if I find out anything more about your case.
What? You can't ask the other question? Maybe she answered that the same moment there. Yo, say something. Oh.
You know anything about Tyrell's computer system?
Security is tight as a drum, if that's what you're asking.
Somebody tried to access restricted data from the terminal in Dr. Eisendoller's office.
But they couldn't get in.
Yeah. Looks like Dr. Tyrell keeps his files safer than he keeps his employees.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if the physical security is anything to go by, I kind of doubt the computer security. Yeah.
How do I get in to see the big boss?
You don't, unless he wants to see you.
Okay. How do I make him want to see me?
Well, you could call his personal assistant.
Who is?
Don't know offhand.
Yeah, I get the picture. You know if anyone lost an earring like this one lately?
Typical capitalist
Not one of the
overlords.
employees, that's for sure. The boss enforces
Don't want
a
to be
strict
seen,
dress
don't want
code
to be
around
heard.
here.
Want to
How
press
did
all the buttons
Eisendoller's
without any
moo-moo fit in?
consequences.
Hey, you know, company rules only apply to the lesser mortals.
Thanks.
You friendly with Eisendoller?
Most of the employees I see coming in morning and night, but old Marcus, Dr. Eisendoller, he almost never left his lab.
He afraid of somebody?
I think it had something to do with the air outside and the germs. I once heard him complain about it.
Smart. What was his job?
Drug test chief engineer. The lab runs tests to see how a replicant would perform in different planetary gravitational fields. That kind of thing. One of the other engineers could tell you more.
I may have more questions for you later on.
Yes, sir.
Like, but not very useful. good for now. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. This is just a warm-up game. Probably later I'll be streaming Yumi Nikki because I'm quite excited for that. Oops. How dare me. And finishing perhaps Earthbound 2 a little later on. I think Yumi Nikki's pretty short. So we'll see if I can get to that tomorrow. I've heard a lot of really good things about it, so it should be pretty awesome. My brother's apparently playing the new Battlefront 2, so I definitely want to check that out. We might be doing a modded version where we're playing multiplayer in a private server with AI bots. Because I've been watching Andor and I've on a little bit of a Star Wars kick, so yeah. Hopefully I get to that stuff tomorrow. That'd be pretty exciting. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you later.